Hey guys, I'm Tim, and I've been living in the Netherlands for 8 years now, so I really want to share my experience with you.
And I'm Dennis, I'm Dutch, and I'm here to check that he doesn't say anything mean about the Dutch, because otherwise I'll just kick him under the table.
This video is about 11 things you should never do when you live in the Netherlands. After 8 years in the Netherlands, I can also tell you all about what not to do.
Well, but before we get into that, subscribe to the channel because we have another few of these videos of living in the Netherlands. His experiences and his funny stories, so check out those videos. And we also have travel videos, the best places to visit in and around Amsterdam, but also in America, Japan, Barcelona, Edinburgh, whatever. So subscribe. But yeah, let's dive into the things, what you think you should never do when you visit the Netherlands.
Yeah, or even live there. Number one might be obvious for some people, but especially for our English-speaking viewers, this is a very important one. Don't say "how are you" if you don't mean it. In the Netherlands, it's not a way to greet someone.
It's horrible, actually.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you can explain it, of course. But
yeah, if you really want to know how somebody's doing, then you ask "how are you?" Otherwise, you just say "hello," "hi," or you use the Dutch phrase "hoi."
Hoi, hello.
Yeah, but if you really want to know how somebody's doing, they will tell you. And you might stick with a conversation for half an hour.
Yeah, because if you ask somebody like, "Hey, how are you?" then somebody will tell you how they are. So they will not reply with, "Hey, how are you?" No, I will tell them about my day, or that I'm not feeling that well, or maybe I'm feeling great, or my plans.
Oh yeah, I had a good day, but work was stressful, and I don't know.
Yeah.
What about you? How was your day?
So when you greet somebody
like
in the morning, for instance, when you greet your colleagues, you don't say, "Hey, how are you?" Just say, "Good morning. Hey, how are you?" I wanted to say, sorry.
No, you shouldn't say that.
No. That was a stepping on the point, but yeah.
Another thing is, which you might not expect, because the Netherlands are a very open and tolerant liberal country, is don't be too crazy, don't be too outspoken. Do normaal is the Dutch saying, like act normal. But maybe you can explain what it actually means.
It doesn't mean that you can't stick out or you can't have your own style or your own opinion. That's always accepted here in the Netherlands.
Yeah, of course, be yourself.
Be yourself, but it's more about don't exaggerate and don't dramatize. Like some people, in our opinion, in our Dutch view, we think that some people make things over dramatic, or they dramatize or exaggerate things a little bit. We don't like that. So just be normal, act normal, and normal is
more like sober, or more like down to earth.
Yeah, we are super down to earth here, so we don't like people exaggerating things. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't.
Not like, "Oh my God, I totally love your new bag. That's so amazing. I want one for myself."
Do normaal.
Yeah.
Then would be the act normal. Like that is actually the perfect example in which we think just act normal, act down to earth. You know. So yeah.
I think they got it.
Good.
Another important practical tip, especially if you live in a big city in the Netherlands, like Amsterdam or Rotterdam or whatever, don't get a car. It's super expensive, there's not much parking space, and the public transport is perfect.
Yeah.
So you don't need it.
And very punctual as well.
Yeah.
If a train leaves at 12:15, it will leave 12:15. So if you plan your trip with public transport, you'll be sure to be on time.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Next one is also quite important, also especially for our English-speaking viewers. If you want a coffee, don't go to a coffee shop.
No, a coffee shop in the Netherlands means the place where you can buy the stuff that is illegal in most countries. The grassy things will not explain.
If you're into the green stuff, then you will be fine. Yeah. Otherwise, you should go to a cafe.
Exactly. Don't go to a coffee shop only if you want to have that specific product.
Yes.
Yeah.
Starbucks will work as well, of course.
Of course. Starbucks is not a coffee shop.
No.
Not in the Netherlands, at least.
No.
It's a cafe.
not only the people on the street are very down to earth, also the doctors. So if you're going to a doctor, don't expect to get a prescription right away.
No.
Yeah, it will take quite some time. They will tell you like, oh, take a paracetamol and you'll be fine, and just let your body do the thing, and yeah.
Yeah, they will try not to get you hooked onto medicine right away. So,
and antibiotics, they will wait quite some time before you actually get antibiotics. So yeah, good to know. A very important thing, if you want to get along with the Dutch, don't call the country Holland. Don't say Holland. Holland is only like a small part of the Netherlands.
It's only 2 provinces.
Yeah, 2 provinces, like with all the biggest cities in it, like Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much more, and the country is called the Netherlands.
It is the Holland part is the most famous, or it has the biggest cities, like you said. So that's why, and it's also called in football, they call it Holland a lot. I actually am not that offended by people saying Holland to the Netherlands. I actually say it myself.
Maybe because you don't live in Holland.
Also, yeah, but then I would just be offended because, hey, look, I'm also in the Netherlands, and this part is not called Holland. So mostly the people outside of the Holland part.
We are also part of it.
Yeah, I don't think people are that offended anymore these days. But a few years back,
I think a lot of countries do that.
Yeah.
Also Germany, they also call it quite often Holland. So.
It's so much easier than the Netherlands, which is such a long word, and I don't know. Yeah. So and
Makes
also
sense.
we also have a video series here on our channel called Discover Holland. So we are not that picky about it.
People are more used to calling it Holland.
Yeah.
If you live here, you should use the Netherlands, because also the Dutch word for it is Nederland. So that's kind of the same. Another important thing is, if you are invited to a friend's house, like in the late afternoon, don't expect to stay for dinner unless you're specifically invited to that. Otherwise, you really should leave on time, like before 6 p.m. when every Dutch person wants to have dinner.
We are super structured and we plan our days, and of course we like people to come over for dinner, but then we invite them for dinner. So if you're not invited for dinner, don't expect to get some food, just expect a cookie with your tea or coffee.
One cookie.
And then the box closes.
Yeah. Very important to not offend the whole country. Don't compare Dutch to German, even if it sounds kind of similar. It's a really different language.
It is, and we are offended. I think it all just comes from the World War, of course. Yeah. We have that little
and being like the big neighboring country and whatever.
Yeah, and we lost in a football match once and stuff like that. So there's a lot of I wouldn't say it's like being enemies or something, but it's more like, I think neighboring countries always have that. They make fun of each other. They say they don't like each other. Well, look what we are the good example of how neighboring countries can come together.
Yes. And if you want to know more about how the Netherlands changed me and what's actually different to what I'm used to, check out the 11 habits I acquired while living here video. So
that's actually quite funny. Check that out. We'll link it up here.
The next one is very important for your own personal safety. Don't walk on bicycle path unless you have a death wish.
Yeah, exactly. We bike a lot, all day, every day. Mm-hmm. Every Dutch person has at least 2 bikes in their shed, 2 per person. Let me say that. I have 2. And I only have 1. I don't bike that much. I'm not.
Are you Dutch?
I am not the standard Dutch. But yeah, so be careful when you walk on the bicycle lanes. Don't do that. Yeah. Just walk on the sidewalks.
Yeah. It's very structured. They're like everywhere and very like visible, and there's a really good infrastructure for bikes. So
and be careful when crossing the street as well. Especially in Amsterdam, bikes are everywhere. And the bikers in Amsterdam are a little bit annoyed by the tourists. So be careful, because they'll bike fast and they will.
And most accidents happens with bikers and tourists, because tourists are not used to the bikes.
No, exactly. So be careful.
The next one is also bike related. Use locks for your bike. Please do that. maybe even multiple ones, because a lot of bikes get stolen.
Yeah, especially in the big cities, but actually everywhere.
Yeah.
If you don't lock your bike, or if it's not properly locked or firmly locked, your bike will get stolen, especially at the stations or at the places where there are more bikes. I think in Amsterdam, people, they purposely buy like old bikes that are already damaged and because
I
they will
also
get
did
stolen.
that. Yeah, a lot of students do that as well, because it's cheaper, of course, but also you don't want to get your bike stolen because you're like depending on it, because it's your favorite way of transportation.
Yeah, I think in Amsterdam, I read somewhere in an article that people living in Amsterdam, that they have at least 3 bikes stolen or more in their lifetime. At least 3 bikes, per person. That's ridiculous.
That's why I also have 2 bikes. One is only for going to the station.
Yeah.
So it can be stolen and it's not that bad because it wasn't expensive.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, but this is also for you English-speaking viewers. If you're in a restaurant or a cafe and you want to have a Coke, don't use the word Coke. Use the word cola.
Cola is the proper name in Holland or in the Netherlands to order a Coca-Cola. Yeah. Because Coke...
Also in Germany, by the way.
Yeah. Coke it comes from the illegal stuff that some people use, and you don't want to order that in a cafe because, first of all, they don't sell it here and it's illegal, and you don't want the whole mix up.
Yeah, you want to get like people looking at you puzzled like,
well, what do you want? No, okay. Yeah, so that's it for this video. 11 things not to do when you come to the Netherlands.
Yeah.
I hope you like these tips. If you like them, watch our other videos on living in the Netherlands with all the 11 tips and things and culture shocks and everything. See you again soon.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye. Do you want to see us stuff more food in our mouths? Then subscribe to our channel or watch another STUFR.